Live. Joining me is Paul. Say hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
So much has been going on this week.
Well,
So
let's
very much.
before we get into that, how's your week been? What's going on? How's everything going?
It's same old work and play with the dog and of course we need to mention because it was so huge. Last week was the 50th anniversary of the premiere of the television series Wonder Woman. Got to make sure we mention that. So I'm still celebrating that, let me tell you.
That's an awesome milestone for Wonder Woman. And funny thing, you should mention that today's the 37th anniversary of Michael Jackson's release of Smooth Criminal. So, and the release of his video. So, that's iconic as well. So, what else you got? I saw you pick up something else.
I picked up my computer.
Oh, okay. So this has been one hell of a week for me. I've had an infection set up in my leg, and it was really bad. And I've been in a lot of pain before, surgeries, cancer fighting, all this other stuff. It rivals that. That's how bad my leg is hurt this week. I'm like, I'm ready to, you know what? I'm ready to amputate it from the knee down. So this will happen again. So it got that bad. So I actually contemplating, let's take me out back and get a chainsaw and chop it off from the knee down, and I'll just deal with the consequences. So that's how what of a week it was for me. But besides that, business is good, everything's good. Besides that, had a good week. Decorating the showroom for Christmas at work, so that's coming along really good. So yeah, going full steam into the holiday season. Thanksgiving's not that far away, so we'll be doing a show the week of Thanksgiving, right?
I can't remember because I don't have it pulled up. So let me
Okay,
see.
I'm thinking we will because it won't be this Monday, but it'll be next Monday, and that's
Yeah,
the week of
the
Thanksgiving.
24th will be our next regularly scheduled
That'll be
show.
the
That's
the
the
week.
Monday before Thanksgiving, the
So
same week.
I would like to talk about Thanksgiving traditions, how our families did, what we did during Thanksgiving, you know, things like that. What was our favorite recipes that our mom made us? What was our recipes that we took to our dinner? Just fun stuff for Thanksgiving. So, how did you prepare the bird? Do you have your extra? I know you're a vegetarian, but I know you ate meat at one time. But uh, anyway, just fun memories of holiday traditions. So.
Mm. So are you ready to get into it?
Oh God, what's going on?
Well,
I want to
first
bob and weave.
I'm gonna share one that's kind of fun and funny, but also really serious at the same time. But this one is what I found this week. Is from Chronicle Live. James Bond fantasist jailed for 7 years for attempting to help Russian agents.
Really, James Bond?
And the thing that I don't think he understands is James Bond didn't help the Russians.
No.
But it says Howard Phillips, 66, was convicted of trying to spy for what he believed to be Russian intelligence service agents. And because he deserves it, here's his picture.
He does. No, he doesn't look anything Bondish at all.
No. Well, he's also 66, and he was probably hoping for the shaken, not stirred, and all the women, but didn't quite get there.
Yes, Bond, James
But
Bond.
here's what it says: a 66-year-old man who quote dreamt about being like James Bond has been sentenced to 7 years behind bars after being found guilty of attempting to spy for what he thought were Russian intelligence operatives. Howard Phillips from Harlow, Essex, planned to assist two supposed Russian agents named, quote, Sasha and, quote, Dima, including by sharing personal details about former Defense Secretary Sir Grant Shapps, providing travel support and arranging hotel bookings. However, Dima and Sasha were actually undercover British intelligence officers, and a jury convicted Phillips of aiding a foreign intelligence service under the National Security Act.
How stupid.
Yep. But like I said, it's fun, but it's serious at the same time. Because
It was live action role play for him, but you know,
and and something I wanted to mention real quick that I did not pull up, but there was, and it's not politics, but still, the being jailed for 7 years made me think of it. Did you see the possibility of number of years the baseball player could serve for throwing the pitch into the grass and throwing the game for bets?
I don't follow baseball, so
No,
I
this
don't.
is a huge scandal that they've accused two different pitchers of throwing the games to help with people betting so that they could win gambling. The one
That's
who
just odd.
they were talking about last night, he's pled not guilty. He was accused of throwing the ball into the grass and dirt before home plate. And that one pitch got him or got whoever over $15,000 in winnings. They said he could be in jail for up to 20 years. And I'm sorry.
Are you kidding
It's
me
a,
with this?
it is a terrible crime, but people serve less time for murder than that.
People serves less time for, I mean, throwing the capital for that. I mean, you know, that's just stupid if you ask me. Whatever.
The fair punishment I see, because he is a baseball player who makes a ton of money. First off, he should have to pay back the organizations that lost the money on these bets. Pay every cent back to them. That's a fair
I
thing. And then like 2 years in jail.
I wouldn't even put it past that. I'd be like, don't do it again. Give me your $15,000 and we're going to get donated to charity.
Well, no,
So,
I think it should go back to whoever lost it because he cost them that money.
well, oh well.
I mean, it was a legal gambling operation. So if he cost them $15,000, he owes them $15,000. Maybe even instead of jail time, put whatever he owed back to whoever the gambling company was, and then double that in fines. So he's paying the people back and paying fines.
See, you're talking to someone who gives two shits about baseball. So I don't
No,
think
it's not baseball. It's the crime. That's what I'm
I
talking about.
still don't care. I don't care. I'm not you. I'm on next. Give me the next one. I don't.
Well, for those out there watching, if you have any comments, please let me know what you think
I
about
think, in my
what he should
opinion,
have to pay.
all professional sports, those people should have full time jobs. They should not get paid millions of dollars to throw a ball and hit it with a stick. I'm sorry, or dribble
No,
a
but
basketball and put it down in a court. They should not get paid millions of dollars. I'm sorry. They should have full time jobs and they should do that on the weekends.
by the
That's just
same
me.
token, though, I will say it's the same with entertainers. If
Yeah.
you can put butts in seats,
Hmm.
you are actually able to say you have earned the money you are making.
True.
People are paying to see you. That's why I keep telling people, if you're mad about entertainers making too much money, if you're mad about sports people making too much money, stop paying for their stuff. Don't
I
buy their
s-
CDs, don't buy their movies, don't go to the theater, don't go to the games,
I
nothing.
read an
That's how
article.
you keep them from getting paid.
I read an article this week where Billie Eilish donated 20% of her wealth to charity this past week.
And
And I was like, good
and
for her. Good for
and look at the
her.
ones who won't donate
Well,
anything. Like
Mr. What's his name? Tesla, what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is close to $1 trillion net worth right now. Yep. So he could easily um he could easily. Thank you, Brian, for chiming in. By the way, Brian, Hoosier Cubby says agree with Paul on this one. Sports people should get real jobs. Thank you so much. But
And I don't disagree with that. But like I said, there is they do have the way to argue that they are earning the money by the people that buy their stuff.
yeah, so yeah, and so anyway, what we got next?
Next is another happy story and a huge shocker because this I've got the story pulled up from
Are you
PBS
talking about the
News.
shocker?
No, I'm talking about the real shock of the
Okay.
news. Supreme Court rejects call to overturn decades old same sex marriage.
Yes, I saw that.
I could not believe this when it happened.
You could have knocked me over with a feather.
I mean, this is the most corrupt I have ever seen the Supreme Court. They are dedicated to doing whatever Trump wants. I mean, literally, they gave Trump presidential immunity from his crimes, putting Trump above the law. But then, of course, the Republicans want to go and investigate Biden and Obama for what they call crimes, and they kind of forget that there's nothing you can do because presidents have immunity now.
Well, also, what the hell did they do? I mean, not one scandal, nothing. So I don't get it. So, oh, hold on,
But
the
you know,
tan suit. That tan suit was pretty bad.
well, they're trying to make the auto pin a thing, which, from my understanding, Trump has used the auto pin as well.
They all use
They
it.
they tried to say something about Obama, and I can't remember what it was recently. Maybe Brian knows as he's watching and can chime in. But there's some scandal that they it was something about against the country, and I can't remember like treason, and I cannot remember what it was right offhand.
If
But
anybody's
Brian,
done treason,
if you're able to remember, chime in and let us know on there.
if anybody's done treason, we all know who that's been. I mean, come
Oh,
on.
definitely. And that's a good segue into the world of Trump because I've got two posts that he made on his Lies social, and they really do contradict each other.
Hey, do you follow him on there?
No, the only way I see these are screen captures from people posting them on other social medias because I will not use Lies social in any way, shape, or form so he doesn't get even more money that he doesn't deserve.
I thought it's called Truth Social.
I call it Lies social because he lies all the time.
Oh, I thought you
Although,
said
did you see the report that the AI on Lies social actually went
yes.
woke?
It started calling out Trump for how many lies he done. Yeah, so yeah. And Brian did chime in. He says he doesn't have an idea what you're talking about. So
There was something about treason against the country, and I can't remember how it was worded, but they wanted to go after Obama for it, and I was like, well, you know what? He's got immunity, so go after him. You can't do anything because y'all gave it to him. But
yeah.
anyway, this is the first tweet or whatever you want to call it that he posted. It says, "People that are against tariffs are fools. We are now the richest, most respected country in the world with almost no inflation and a record stock market price. 401ks are highest ever. We are taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debt, $37 trillion. Record investment in the USA, plants and factories going up all over the place. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high income people, will be paid to everyone." And of course, he did say that the extra will go towards paying off the debt. We've all seen that report. Then
Words.
came then
Words.
came this tweet or post or whatever it's called. The U.S. Supreme Court was given the wrong numbers. The quote unwind in the event of a negative decision on tariffs would be including investments made to be made and return of funds in excess of $3 trillion. It would not be possible to ever make up for that kind of a drubbing. That would truly become an insurmountable national security event and devastating to the future of our country, possibly non sustainable. And there was something where he said that, because I read another one where he posted that if the Supreme Court turns the tariffs to be illegal, that it means that construction on the ballroom will have to stop. Okay, so let's analyze all this. The tariffs have made so much money for the country that everybody, now they're saying under $100,000 a year salary is eligible for a $2,000 check, and the leftover is going to pay off the national debt. Then he says that if the Supreme Court overturns the tariffs, they can't possibly pay them back, and they have to stop construction on the ballroom. And the ballroom is supposed to be donor money
Donor
building it.
money.
So please explain to me, if he's got $2,000 to give every citizen, which is nowhere near what we are paying extra for these tariffs, because everything has gone up. And you look at groceries, they say an estimated $1,000 a year extra in groceries. That's not counting like toys and clothes and
Mm-mm.
everything else that's got tariffs on it, and
Furniture.
everything that's price is rising because of the tariffs causing everything else to rise. So even American made goods are going up because American made goods aren't all 100% American.
Nope.
So so let's and then there's the whole ballroom, and how is he going to build a ballroom from donor money, and the tariffs are going to affect that? Like, someone please explain all this to me.
I don't know. I hope they all walk off the job because they're already complaining that they're not getting paid. For real. The construction
And
workers are complaining there's no pay coming in.
oh, I don't doubt that for a second, because Trump is horrible, and we know that he has defaulted on construction before, where he did not pay the money back. So, but
So if you hear something going on in the background on my end, it's because I got the Yule log playing on my television with the surround sound on. It is extra festive in here. That's why I keep looking at it. I keep hearing a loud pop and a crack. That's why I keep looking at the Yule log over there on a 55-inch TV. Mm.
it's too early for Christmas. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
You
is.
know what
We
I heard already
You have to
this
be
morning?
scared, then you have to be thankful, then you can be greedy.
Oh, I.
No, no, no. We are not going into that crap. And I am so tired of people trying to act like that's the only Christmas song ever recorded. It
You
took it
know,
30
you've heard
years to
those.
get
It's
to
like
number one because people started acting like it was the only Christmas song ever
the
recorded.
guy the guy who leaves the house and he goes to lock his door and the wind's blowing and it's October and you hear like this really faint oh I in the background and he looks around like this and it says she's defrosting now.
Keep her on ice
You know her song has already entered into the top 30 already.
because people are stupid.
Oh, bless.
But if you're going to talk music, did you see the thing that was shared on social media? It was a graph that showed the top selling female artists of all time,
I'm sure Madge is one of them.
tied for number one, Madonna and Taylor Swift.
Oh, I'm surprised.
The next one, I guess it would be number three because Madonna and Taylor Swift would be one and two in a tie. Really shocked the hell out of me. It was Celine Dion.
Celine Dion's a big megastar, man. You really don't know. She is huge. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see
but
that.
would you really expect Celine Dion? Consider all the female artists: Aretha, Cyndi Lauper, Cher, Dolly Parton, and Dolly Parton
I would
didn't
have
even make the
expect.
list. And I
I,
think Dolly was eliminated because she's country, a pop
I would have
person.
expected Janet Jackson probably somewhere in there.
I can't remember because I don't have the thing pulled up because I wasn't planning to really talk about it. But I, I I do remember that Whitney Houston was in the list.
I could see that.
Mariah Carey, I think, was after Celine Dion at four.
Brian
Barbara
chimed in and
Streisand
said
was
you'd have
in
thought
there.
Beyonce would have been number two.
I think she actually was on the chart, but did not come in the top four. I know because the top four I remember because it was Madonna and Taylor Swift, then Celine Dion, and then uh, Mariah Carey. But yeah, it shocked me to see some of those names in there.
Yeah, one time, the reason why I said Janet Jackson, one time her net worth, probably about 8 years ago, was right over $1 billion. So that's why I said her record sales was like massive, has
I
been massive.
think she was on it, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
And and honestly, if you're talking all female artists, I can't imagine that Dolly Parton's not number one, just for sheer amount of time and
Of the
years.
decades and stuff.
So
So
so I think Dolly was not given credit on it because she's a country artist.
now, did you
Don't quote me on
see?
that because, like I said, I can't remember the chart, but
I,
she
I
had to have been in there.
I think you tagged me in it. It was well, plus many other people, where Michael Jackson's Thriller album has been in the 10 now on Billboard charts for, or Michael Jackson songs. He's the only artist that's charted in 6 decades consecutively in top 10,
Yeah,
and I
that the
think
one
that
that I
is,
shared, the one that I tagged you in was about him re-entering the U.S. Billboard chart.
yep. And then he top 10 again. So for 6 decades, that's amazing to have a career like that. So I know there's been some other artists out there just long, like Cher. She's been around for decades, and
Yep.
many other artists. It's been around decades. So, but anyways, I think that was amazing. So, um, anyway, congrats to Madonna and to oh God, Madonna and
Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift. Yeah. So
And and honestly, you have to wonder if the digital age has caused newer artists to sell more than the the people we grew up with, where you had to actually go to the store and buy their product.
oh, you can easily. I mean, they watch iTunes, like crazy, and anything's
Yeah, but
charting on iTunes, you're gonna, you know,
well, I mean, sales were easy to track because it all came from what the vendor was putting out.
yeah, the
But
point of sales, yeah.
I'm just thinking, do people like one? Do they rebuy the album because, like, say Apple that was deleting stuff deletes it and then they have to rebuy it, or for some reason they get locked out of their account so they rebuy it? Does that have an effect on it? Does it happen enough to have an effect?
Now, I've
Do
never had
people
to.
more willingly buy digital because they don't have to leave the house to do it?
I've never had an issue with any of my Apple Music being compromised as many years as I've
Uh,
been with Apple. So,
well, I know that there were reports of them
but
actually deleting
I
music from the
remember
phone.
one time, what was it? It was what's that actor that got in trouble with the fake gun? Somebody got killed on set.
Oh, that was
Um,
the stuntman that held the gun to his head and shot. Had a blank in it, and it still he
well,
didn't
no,
realize it
this
was
is
discharged.
they ended up handing a real
Oh, you're talking about
gun.
Alec Baldwin in the Rust trial.
Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin was one of those that happened to. He ended up losing 30,000 songs on his Apple account because something glitched or something. He lost 30,000 songs that he had.
And Brian was typing as we were talking, so
Yeah.
he mentioned Alec Baldwin there. So
So thanks, Brian.
want to acknowledge him because I saw it after we said it, and I know that it was because he was typing and had to send it in. So thank you, Brian, for helping out. And and then I'm just gonna do headlines on these couple because it's pardons. Trump pardons ex NYPD officer who was convicted of helping China stalk an expat.
For China, what?
Trying to stalk an expat, expatriate.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, Trump and his supporters have talked about how Biden was weak on China. If this guy was helping China to stalk somebody here and Trump pardoned him, isn't that Trump being weak on China? I mean,
That's
correct me
Trump
if
being
I'm wrong.
weak on China, and he just I don't get it. I just don't get it. He pardons all these hardened criminals, and it's just like he says, rule of law, rule of law. There is no rule of law.
And this next one, Trump pardons Rudy Giuliani and others who backed efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss. And again, let me remind everybody, during the campaign trail last year, Trump literally said, and I saw it in 3 different videos where Trump said, I lost by a whisker, just a little whisker. So was Trump lying when he said that he won and didn't get the votes? Was he lying last year when he said he actually lost the election? Or is he lying now when he's once again saying that he actually won the 2020 election?
If his mouth is open,
Well, I mean, you can't say that you won the election and then say you lost the election and both of them be true. Like, how do you
like
justify
I
that as
said,
a Trump supporter?
if these two lips are not touching, he's lying.
And the other thing I want to point out is Trump's pardons go. One of the first pardons he did this year when he got back in office was, in fact, to pardon a man convicted of dealing illegal drugs. Now he's claiming to have a war on drugs by blowing up civilians in international waters, claiming that they're carrying drugs from Venezuela to the US. There is absolutely no proof that they are doing that. And I keep saying, if he can track them to see them to blow them up with a missile, why can't he track them to internet or out of the international waters into U.S. territory and arrest everybody on board and show that there's actually drugs there?
It's just easier to shoot and kill him, I guess,
But
or to bomb them.
that's a war crime right there. That's my point. Mr. I'm going to end all wars, Mr. I'm going to end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours after winning the election and before taking office, is committing war crimes. But of course, he did roll out the red carpet, literally rolled out the red carpet for a war criminal when he brought Putin to the US.
And also, don't forget about the Al Qaeda member that he brought over too
Yeah, in the Oval Office, which
in the
that
office.
points that's something with the Mamdani thing that everybody's calling Mamdani a terrorist and a socialist and not wanting to give him a chance, which I don't understand. Like, we gave Trump a chance the first time around. We saw that
Did we?
we did. We tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
We knew
Many
what kind of
people,
horrible, rotten person he is.
we knew that. We knew he was going to fail. We knew he was going to be terrible, but we were like, hopefully he can pull it together and do this. We were proven right that he couldn't do it. And we knew going into the second term he was going to be even worse, and he proved us right again.
This has
But
been the longest 10 years that I've ever been through since January.
well, I love when people say he's living rent free in your head. I'm like, for him to live rent free in somebody's head, he actually has to go away. He cannot keep staying in the limelight and be rent free in your head because he's everywhere.
Every time I
But
open up any kind of social media platform, it's there. And also, every breaking news I have is something to do with him doing something stupid. And
because that's all he does is stupid things.
I'm ready for a boring news cycle. I'm so ready for it. Just boring,
Well, don't
day in
look
and
for
day
that
out stuff.
anytime soon.
So, okay, what else we got?
Well, what I was saying with Mamdani is they're not giving him a chance at all. They're calling him a socialist. They're saying he's a terrorist, but yet Trump giving out $2,000 checks is a form of socialism. Plain and simple, it's socialism. Two,
I don't,
Trump welcomed a terrorist into the Oval Office.
I don't believe for one word that we're going to get a $2,000 check. I don't believe it. They keep
Nobody does.
saying, I, Prove me out to be a liar. Prove me wrong that we're going to get a $2,000 check. Prove me wrong.
And like I said, that $2,000 will not cover the cost that has raised from his tariffs. So
I will take that
it,
$2,000 and go straight over to London and tour Warner Brothers Studios where Harry Potter is filmed. Don't think I won't.
I, I don't think you'll make it there with that little bit of money.
No, actually, it's not that expensive to go over there.
And as far as flying while Trump's in office, I don't know if that's a good idea because look at how bad everything has been all year long.
Well, now that,
So
well, actually, it's been funded until what? To end of January, I think now?
yeah, January 30th.
So we're going to be back at a gridlock again.
And you know that clean CR that they kept saying it was?
Yeah.
Did you see what they put in there? Making hemp illegal. That's not a clean CR. That was something they snuck in. And if they go through with that, they are going to raise the drug problem in this country because people will start looking for dealers of weed heavier than they are now. And it will kill the whole THC hemp industry and cause all kinds of people to lose their jobs.
I guess I better go buy up my gummies while I can for my nerve pain.
You better, because I think it's supposed to be a 4-year thing that in 4 years it's supposed to go away, but you never know with the Republicans because they're so corrupt. You just can't trust them.
True.
But anyway, there's been a lot of emails released this week.
Oh, yeah, the Epstein
Straight from
files.
Epstein. And there's one, I don't think it's in this article, but there's one something about Trump having sucked off Bubba, and people are thinking that's Bill Clinton, but nobody knows for sure. His brother chimed in and said the Bubba that it's mentioning is not his brother, so I don't know. But this email right here is the really damning one. I'll show it and then I'll read it because it has been publicized everywhere. But from Jeffrey Epstein to GMAX, which would be Ghislaine Maxwell, I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted victim's name, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there. That was the message from him. She replied, I have been thinking about that. And I know that the Republicans are now trying to say that the victim's name who was redacted is Virginia Giuffre or however they say her name, because one, she can't admit or deny to that fact. And they can use her where she said she never saw Trump do anything wrong and claim that this is a nothing email.
Well, do you follow Rosie O'Donnell on any kind of social media?
I try, but
Did you see what she
TikTok, I just don't
posted?
have the time to sit there and watch it. So,
Did you see what she posted?
no.
It was an excerpt from one of those emails. A 10-year-old boy, forgot what his name is. He had was orally raped. In other words, and he got 3 million. His parents got $3 million to hush it up. Another 12-year-old boy got orally raped, and they paid his parents several $1 million to shut up. And it lists all these kids and all these teenagers' names. Like a 14-year-old girl got raped, was forcibly to have sex, you know, and her parents got paid $5 million hush money. It lists all these victims' names, but the 10-year-old boy forced to have oral sex, you know, that's sick.
Well, I did see something tonight on Threads that it was Megan Kelly from 2017 and Megan Kelly from 2025. And in 2017, she was talking about how women need to be empowered and fight back against their oppressors and all this. And in 2025, she literally said that Epstein was known to like girls that were barely legal. And then she said 15-year-olds. 15-year-olds are not barely legal. They are
No, they're
illegal
not.
in most states they are.
Mm.
And I do know that in North Carolina, under the age of consent or under the age of 18, you can have consensual sex, but the parents can challenge it.
The age of recognition is 13 also, so you can be tried as an adult at 13 years old. I learned that whenever I was I learned that whenever I was taking law courses. And it might be changed now since I was in college, but the age of
85 years ago.
fuck you, bitch. So it was yeah, that was age of the age of recognition is 13. Then that's when you can be tried as an adult.
But that's where I'm going to leave it with the world of politics for now, because I mean, there's so much this shutdown we could go for hours about, and the Epstein case. You know, the
Aha!
one other thing I wanted to mention on the Epstein is the fact that before they swore in Adelita Grajava as who would become the 218th signature needed on the petition to push for a vote on the Epstein files release, Trump called Lauren Boebert to the White House to get her to remove her name from the petition. This is not the action of an innocent man.
Nope.
This is the action of a desperate man.
And she did not back down.
No, she didn't. To her credit, and we all know that Boebert is plenty of flaws,
Well, I do know
but
that as of a couple years ago, Bobert was nothing but a Trump mouthpiece, but she's changed just like Marjorie Taylor Greene has.
mm, I do worry that we because they have proven we can't trust them, but hopefully they will stay convicted, and because Nancy Mace is another name on that petition. And now that the petition has been signed, it has the number needed, they need to bring it to a vote.
Well,
And that means all politicians have to go on record as to whether they approve or disapprove of releasing the Epstein files. If they choose to say, no, the Epstein files will not be released, that is really bad for them in the eyes of the public for the simple fact that they are now literally and openly saying they will not seek criminal justice against people who literally committed sex crimes. And let me just say, I don't care if Trump's name is in there or not. Plain and simple. I don't
bullshit.
care whose name is in there.
Sorry.
No, I really don't care what names are in there. If they are in there as having committed a crime, they need to pay that for that crime they
Yeah, I
committed.
don't care who it is. I don't care if it's
It
Bill
doesn't matter.
Clinton. I don't care if it's Mother Teresa. I don't care anybody. As long as their name is listed on there, they need to pay for it. But I did read an article today. As of right now, the House has enough people to impeach Trump.
The
As of right now,
problem is the
huh?
problem is the Senate is still Republican majority and it would not go through.
I'm just saying. Right now,
So
they have the votes. They can do it.
I know I saw that too, and that was my very first thought was yes, the House may be able to vote to impeach him, but the House voted to impeach him twice before, and the Senate refused to carry through.
There might be enough pissed off Republicans to do it. You don't know.
Well,
All
the
they have to
House,
do is say yay or
the
nay. It'd be
Speaker
a
of the House
yay.
is Mike Johnson, and he is a Trump simpleton and will do anything for Trump.
Mike
So
Johnson ain't nothing but a Donald Trump bootlicker. That's all he is. But
he,
anyways, I
I
want to
don't.
thank you to everyone that's watching right now. We got several new viewers, and I thank you so much for chiming in. We're just basically going off the cuff, talking about stupid politics crap right now. We're getting ready to talk about something else, I hope, here soon, because we've been a long time on this. What are we talking about? Are we leaving from this subject? What
Well,
are we doing?
I had something and then you made me forget it when you started thanking everybody for watching. So we'll move on because I don't remember what it was. There is a new scientific discovery that I thought was kind of interesting.
What's that?
This is from VME Science. Newly discovered Lucifer bee may be the only hope for a dying Australian plant. There's the headline, and I will scroll down so you can see the
A
picture of it here in a
Lucifer
minute.
bee. That sounds sinister.
It has horns. That's why
Oh, wow. That
it
does look
literally has
sinister.
horns.
I didn't know
And
anything like
now
that
back it up
existed.
so you can see it.
Hello,
But
Nightmare. Hello.
I I am terrified of bees, and I still found this story interesting.
Well,
So that's why I wanted to bring it up.
bees don't really bother me at all. I mean, they land on me, and I I don't shoo them away because that's when they sting you. So if it's a yellow jacket, a hornet, whatever, they're just checking you out. That's all they're doing. But if you shoo them away, that's when they get mad and that's when they attack you. So I let them land on my arm, crawl around, let them do their business, and they fly away. That's where you make your mistake when you mess with them. Don't ever mess with a bee.
Well, I'm just going to read the first two paragraphs from the article, and then people can look it up if they want to know more. But Mega Chili Lucifer is an unusual bee from Australia, black, sleek, and with tiny devil like horns. It's named after the fallen angel Lucifer, but this bee might just be the only angel a critically endangered plant has left. The insect has a taste for rare pollen, and that appetite could be the lifeline for a vanishing wildflower. So, not only is it an interesting looking species, but it's a potentially savior species. And again, for those who want to look it up, it's ZME Science. There's the article. I can't get it all in the picture there, but and I know it's backwards, and I apologize for that because that's the way YouTube has me showing everything. Like you can see, Paul's shirt is also backwards, but
That says
that's
hitch the fa and ah, hitch the and a.
I I got a hitch to fuck for you.
This this is one of the old school Abercrombie and Fitch shirts from many many years ago, and I totally forgot that I had it on. But anyways, there you go.
And did you see the story today about the mysterious black smoke rain over Disneyland?
No,
I've got it pulled
Disneyland.
up here from Disneyland. I've got it pulled up here from People.
Oh
There's
wow, look at that.
I'll back out for the headline and then come in close. You can see the black rain.
That's strange looking.
It turns out that they were testing pyrotechnics for the holiday festivities, and that's what caused it.
I
But
don't know. I think we need
it
to
was
get in
odd.
touch with ancient aliens on the History Channel to
Please
see if they
no.
can.
Please no. No ancient aliens. No.
You know the guy with the wild hair. Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
That jacked up wild hair like this
Could it be that aliens came so long ago?
with that
And we missed a
hair
comment. We missed a comment there from Brian. I'm guessing the cool was about the bee.
about the bee. Yeah. So yeah, that guy with the wild hair. It's like, could it be?
Well, it's the narrator that's like, could it be? And that
I'm
just it
sorry, but
irritates
every
me so bad.
time I see ancient aliens on, I'm sorry. It's like a drug to me. I gotta watch that shit. I turn it on, and if I'm scrolling through and there it's on, I stop and I think I'm just gonna. My whole back of my head, I'm going. I'm just gonna watch this for a second or two to see how crazy these people are, and all of a sudden, it's like ancient aliens. Blah blah blah. The Egyptian pyramids, and this is this. It perfectly lines up with the pyramid and in Astoria and all these other. I'm going, how the fuck did they figure out all this bullshit to line this up all around the world? And then it ends up being a giant power grid, and they're Nikola Tesla and all this bullshit. And I'm going, what?
You know how
What?
that's possible? Because the History Channel deems it as fiction.
Well, I'm just saying it's good entertainment and it makes you open your
Yeah.
mind. So it's like, dude, did
Lamar loves it.
aliens really? I mean, how did they build those pyramids when those fucking blocks are 50 million pounds a piece or whatever it is, or 55 million tons a piece? And
Do you not
it's
remember the
cut
drawings of the Egyptians with the rope pulling?
and it's cut to precision. They say you can't even put a piece of paper in between them. That's amazing.
It is, but
Why can't they
technology finds
build
a way.
houses like that today where it lasts thousands of years? I mean, come
Well, it's like
on.
the Disneyland House of Tomorrow that they tore down when they went to tear it down. They hit it with a wrecking ball, and the wrecking ball bounced off of it.
That is so freaking cool.
Literally, like, why don't we make houses like that? If a wrecking ball bounces off of it,
Hey, this is a
shouldn't we be trying that?
this is a true story. Whenever I was up in Salem, Massachusetts, I got to tour the House of the Seven Gables. It's a real place. And while we're up there in the eaves, they have these giant rafters. It comes in. Back then they had no nails. They put everything together by wooden pegs going through, wooden pegs and all the joints. And there's talking about how that was built back in the 1600s. And the woman, her husband she's got her cell phone out taking pictures like this, the wooden pegs. And I kind of looked at her kind of inquisitive. I said, "What are you?" And then she goes, "My husband is a builder. We're going back to wooden pegs." She said, "This shit's going to hold up for centuries." She said, she called her husband. She goes, "We're doing wooden pegs from now on. Wooden pegs." So she did. It's the most amazing thing I ever seen was seeing a house held together by wooden pegs. It was just incredible. Incredible. Those giant, massive beams up there.
Uh,
Tangent.
moving
I
on.
did.
Moving on. The next story is also a scientific story and food. This one I shared this article on my Facebook today. Ultra processed foods linked to increased risk of precancerous polyps, according to a study.
Oh, like we didn't already know that.
Well, I have tried to cut back on the ultra processed foods, like cutting out the cereals and chips and such, and I can't succeed. I keep going back to them.
Chris, because of my situation with the diabetes and stuff, if I can do it, you can do it. I have not ate any kind of processed nothing. It's either fresh broccoli, grilled chicken, beans, cauliflower, carrots, cabbage. I mean, roughage. I mean, it's spinach. It's all real food that I'm eating now, and
Oh,
I eat lots of peanuts and almonds. And I eat lots of cashews, and you really don't miss it once you get used to eating like that. In fact, it's kind of nasty if you try to put. I tried to eat a potato chip the other day, and I ended up spitting it out. It's just nasty.
not, not me. I do love my chips
Now, did
and
you see? It's a good segue. Did you see where Doritos and Cheetos is removing all their uh, coloring from their packaging starting in December? They're going to be offering that now. It's going to be still the same flavor Doritos and Cheetos, except they're not putting those the red and the orange colors into it. So they're going to make them more cleaner now.
uh, I know that. What was I gonna say? Again, you made me forget because you keep talking and talking. Now I forget what I was gonna say.
We were
Oh,
talking about ultra processed foods.
I know that for me, cutting out processed foods is virtually impossible because I don't have time to prepare meals for work. So I buy frozen meals to take to work,
What's your
and they're
typical
not.
frozen meal?
Do what?
What's your typical frozen meal that you got? What's your
I
go
don't have
to?
one. I like the Stouffer's fettuccine alfredo. I like the Stouffer's vegetarian lasagna, but I have to cook it in the oven and then put it in the refrigerator and then take it to work and reheat it because you cannot cook a lasagna in the microwave. It just doesn't work.
So you get the small ones or the big ones, and you cut it up in sections.
For if I get it for work, I get one that's about yay big,
Yeah.
and then I'll cook it in the oven and put it in the refrigerator in a. I've got a
See,
little Rubbermaid stain shield thing that it fits in perfectly. Well, not perfectly. There's still room left over, but that way I can have it sealed, take it to work, put it in the microwave with the lid, and continue on. But I mean, there's so many that I eat the Red Baron pizzas every
and
day, every time I work.
Brian chimed in. It says it's hard for him to cut out processed foods because they're so cheap. I get it. I know, but with the way I am, I can't do processed foods anymore. I just
Yeah.
and trust me, it's freaking expensive to eat clean.
Well, I did cut out cereal, but like Cheez Its, the cheesy taco Cheez Its are just so good. Like the other Cheez It flavors aren't as good, but those cheesy taco, that is really, really good.
Um, I forgot what I was going to say, but what was we talking about? You're talking about the frozen
Processed
dinners.
food.
Back whenever I was a big boy status, I was over 300 pounds. I used to get those Stouffer's lasagnas, the big one, like for family style, whatever. I would bake that, and I had containers for the week, and I would cut it up in 6 different portions and put them in containers. And I would load it up with shredded cheese on top of it. So when I got it to work, I just popped it in the microwave, warmed it up, and ate it like that. So that's what I did.
And see, I just made the Betty or the Better Homes and Gardens recipe lasagna for dinner Monday. But
Yeah,
again, the lasagna noodles are processed. So
true.
I
Now
mean, you
you can
literally
get
I can't.
protein pasta, so you can up your protein game with that as well.
Yeah, and then
That's what
Lamar
I use.
complains too.
I know if I make spaghetti, I make it with protein pasta and lots of mushrooms and shredded chicken instead of hamburger, and it is really good, y'all.
I always used the whole wheat, and then Lamar would complain and complain and complain, so I can't use it anymore.
You can do the protein pasta. It's so much better than the whole wheat pasta.
And he'll probably
Try it.
complain about that.
Oh, please.
Uh, all he has to do is see the name, and he'll complain.
Oh, just show him the other box and just say this is what it is. He'll never know the difference.
I can't because he's with me when I go shopping.
Oh, okay. So what else we got?
Well, we're moving on to entertainment.
Okay.
And Variety had two big announcements this week about movies coming back for sequels. I, I told
I
you about them,
I think I go ahead.
but the first one, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz reuniting for fourth Mummy movie.
God, I love this. I've been waiting so long. I love the Mummy movies. The last one, kinda.
Yeah, the Curse of the Dragon Emperor, or Curse of the Dragon's Tomb, whatever it was called. I was not
I
a fan,
didn't
and I
like it
didn't watch the one
because
with Tom
they
Cruise.
didn't they didn't have her in it. If they'd have had her in it, I think I'd have liked it a lot more. But they had kind of a look-alike in there for her. Um, it was okay, not my favorite, but Mummy 1 and Mummy 2 so much better. And I love the chemistry of them two on screen. They're such great actors, and I just wonder if if he's going to be trying to get skinnier and buff for this movie.
Well, he has lost weight
Yeah, he
since
has lost
because
weight.
he gained weight for The Whale,
Yeah,
which was such a good movie. If you have not seen The Whale, I cannot stress enough. You need to see The Whale. He was so good in it. But the what Variety says is filmmakers Matt Bettinelli Open and Tyler Gillett, who call themselves Radio Silence, are set to direct the fourth installment in the decades-old action franchise. Bettinelli Open and Gillett are best known for 2019's Ready or Not and reviving the Scream franchise for Paramount in 2022.
And the new
So
Scream movie comes out next year too.
I don't know anything about Ready or Not, but Scream when it came back was excellent. So
All of them has been damn good. And the new one, they've wrapped up filming. Nev Campbell, all of them came back for it. And if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? Stu's in it. He's played some
yeah,
kind of role in it. And that's coming out next year. And also, they're coming. They're The Devil Wears Prada's coming. They wrapped up the filming for that. They released the two. Did you see the trailer for that this week? They released.
I did not. I saw that it was released and used Vogue in it, but I did not watch it yet.
It's an amazing. Whenever they're using Vogue in the trailer and they're walking, I'm going, "Oh my god, how iconic is this?" But and there's another movie coming up that's coming out. It was the oh, there's another National Treasure up that they're gonna be doing. They're gonna be doing another National Treasure as well. And I like those too. With what you call him? Nicholas Cage.
Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage.
yeah.
I see. I couldn't watch them because I just can't stand him.
The films are actually really good. I mean, I've watched them on repeat many times. I love it.
But as for Brendan Fraser,
Yeah.
I will be going to the theaters in a few weeks to see him because Rental Family looks like it's going to be really good.
That look I've seen the trailer for that and it looks like it's gonna be cute.
And I definitely want to see that movie. And so probably after our Thanksgiving show, like when we come back after that, we can talk about it if you get the chance to watch it. But I definitely have to
Well,
see
kinda
that.
give me an idea and I'll see if I can't take off an afternoon sometime and I'll meet you.
I got to our our theater here has now started doing like half price days. So I was gonna try and do for one of those.
Well, just let me know and I'll see what I can do.
I will. But the other sequel that I wanted to mention, also from Variety, Gremlins 3 movie sets November 2027 release date.
Why so long?
Well,
I
they
guess
gotta
because
get it
it's got a lot of computer graphics to it to make him things move.
probably. And well, they could go back to the animatronic and puppeting that they
They
did before,
could,
but
but with the technology they got now, they can make it so much better.
which personally I absolutely loved Gremlins 2, and I hope they do it more in that vein. But the the article reads the film has been added to the studio's release schedule for November 19th, 2027. David Zaslav, the CEO and president of Warner Brothers Discovery, revealed on Thursday's investor call. Steven Spielberg is returning to executive produce Gremlins 3, while Harry Potter filmmaker Chris Columbus is set to direct and produce, and he also directed and produced the first two. Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein will co-write the screenplay. Christy McCosco Krieger and Holly Barrio are producing for Amblin Entertainment alongside 26 Street Pictures, Michael Barnathan and Mark Radcliffe. All other details, including a plot description and anyone starring in the film, haven't been disclosed. So not a lot of information, but
Sounds
still,
like it's
it's
just
getting Gremlins
tossing
3.
Sounds like they're just tossing ideas back and forth right now, but it sounds like they are doing it. So
It's definitely got the green light, and hopefully Warner Brothers will fend off all these hostile takeover attempts. Paramount Skydance is trying to buy them. Netflix is trying to buy them. Comcast is trying to buy them. I want Warner Brothers to stay independent and its own studio.
well, Warner Brothers,
I,
has the rights to the Wizarding World. I doubt they'll get sold out.
well, they're trying. Like they rejected the Paramount Skydance offer, and they apparently their Paramount Skydance is now trying to do a hostile takeover. The problem is Warner Brothers stock has shot up this year. I've got Warner Brothers stock, I've got Paramount stock. Warner Brothers shot up while Paramount is still down. They continue to stay down. And I don't want to see Warner Brothers ruined. I want it to be the studio it's always been. And honestly, it's one of my favorite studios because of DC Comics. And I don't want to see any of that messed with.
Yeah, that's like
So
me.
hopefully,
I like Warner Brothers because of Harry Potter. So I don't want none of that messed with. So
Which I think in your case, if it went to Universal, Comcast Universal, I think that would be a saving point for it for Harry Potter. Because if you've paid attention, Harry Potter juggles back and forth between Peacock, which is owned by Universal, and HBO Max, which is owned by Warner Brothers.
I do know
So
if you watch Harry Potter on Peacock, they show all the deleted scenes in the movies and in the movies. The one on HBO does not. It shows the ones that is cut up. Now, if you go over to Peacock and watch them, all the scenes that's been deleted is part of the movies, and I like that. I like what Peacock did. I do like that.
that that's odd to me because Warner Brothers owns the movies.
I
So
know
why are
that,
they
but there is.
putting it
I've
to the
seen
extra
it.
for the other?
There is definitely a difference in between the two, because they show the entirety of it. Brian
And
chimed in
Brian
and
just mentioned
says,
that the Paramount's he's surprised Paramount's down because of the success of the new South Park episodes, but they have been down for a good while. Like literally probably 2 years now. They have been below what I paid for it.
"Oh,
And like significantly below what I paid for it.
okay." So
But back to the Gremlins 3 thing. What do you want? Do you want the horror that the first one was? Do you want the more of the comedy like the second one?
I want it to be horror. If I'm going to be watching something like that, I want it to be horror.
See, I prefer the horror comedy that the second one was because it was so funny, and it has to be a holiday setting, has to be
Yeah,
because every one of them so far has been a holiday. First one was Christmas, and I can't remember was the second one Fourth of July or President's Day or something, but
it's coming up
it
time
was
for me to do a check. Just letting you know that.
uh, real quick. Another, I've already planned to stop my subscription to Peacock, and then this news made me even more certain to cancel. Peacock devastates fans by canceling popular series after just 2 seasons. Poker Face, starring Natasha Lyonne, is leaving as all this crap comes up. I really hate these ads on things, but they are canceling Poker Face on Peacock. It will not be coming back to the app. They are said to be reworking it with Peter Dinklage taking over the Natasha Lyonne role, and Natasha Lyonne is the reason I watched it. So nothing against Peter Dinklage, but I love her. She was perfect.
Yeah.
You can't replace her and expect it to be good. But yeah, I will be happy to cancel Peacock now because I'd said that I was going to renew when they had all the episodes of Poker Face on there, renew without ads, and then cancel after a month and watch them. I don't even have to do that because I don't watch Peacock enough for anything else. We've got a couple of DC shows coming from Deadline. Jimmy Olsen's Superman spinoff series DC Crime in development with American Vandal creators at DC and HBO Max. It is supposed to be following Jimmy Olsen, who was the Jimmy Olsen from the Superman film, as he is going through investigating crimes for the newspaper. And the first season is supposed to be focusing on Gorilla Grodd, which is odd because he's a Flash victim, but that's what they're going with.
Hmm.
The other comic book show that's coming is they have announced for HBO Max V for Vendetta in the
Oh,
works.
really?
Yes, they are working on a TV series for that comic. So we shall see how that works out. I did enjoy the movie. I'm looking forward to what they can do with the TV series. Um, just a real quick one is Malcolm in the Middle is coming back. It is set to premiere on Disney Plus in the spring of 2026. I loved Malcolm in the Middle. I am very thrilled that it's coming back. The only problem is it's 4 episodes.
Well, they're probably doing a test market to it, but I'm not going to re-download Disney Plus and put it back on my computer, on my television. I'm not doing it. I
Well,
left it.
see, I have to keep Disney because of Marvel. I thought about dropping them because they've raised the price again,
I
but I'm like,
can't.
you know what? I've got to
I've
keep
got too many
Marvel.
subscriptions right now, and I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Well, like I said, I'm getting rid of Peacock because there's just nothing to keep Peacock for. And I'll have HBO Max and I'll have Disney Plus, and that's it. So,
Ooh, goodness, sorry.
and Lamar subscribes to Hulu. Then there's two other things I've got. One, did you watch the video I sent you of Cyndi Lauper's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction?
I didn't know you said that to me.
Yeah, I sent. I'm pretty sure I sent you the link for it. But anyway, it was fantastic. I was disappointed with Chapel Roan's in introducing her because Chapel Roan admittedly did not wear contacts or glasses and could not read the teleprompter. So she was having a huge struggle reading what was on there. And from what I understand, Chapel Roan actually wrote what was on there. So, like, if you're not going to wear contacts or glasses for this big thing, maybe memorize it so that you
Well,
just need the teleprompter for reminders.
when you're standing in front of an audience and all those cameras pointed on you, I'm sure there's a lot of stress.
I'm not denying that, but she also is a singer who memorizes her song lyrics. So
That reminds
I'm not
me.
mad at her. I'm just saying that maybe prepare better next time. Cyndi Lauper embraced her and told her how she really appreciated the induction she gave her. But Cyndi Lauper made the performance extremely political, which I loved because it was before the Supreme Court ruled against revisiting same-sex marriage.
Yeah,
First song was True Colors, had a pride flag digitally displayed behind her as she
awesome.
was singing it. And of course, she did Girls Just Want to Have Fun with the lyrics, Girls Just Want to Have Fundamental Rights. And of course, she spoke on politics. It was true Cindy fashion, well deserved. She was way overdue for being in the Hall of Fame. The woman is a powerhouse. I want to see her be the EGOT winner that she deserves to be because they're supposed to be turning Kinky Boots into a movie from the musical that was based on the movie.
Yeah,
So she should be writing a new song for that, which would get her an Oscar. She's also doing Working Girl, the musical, for the stage. So she's got a lot on her plate. And she said she's retiring from touring, but she's not done. So we will see her live
if
again. I know
Cher
she's going to be in
launches
Vegas.
another tour, I'm sure she'll be there with her.
Yep. But Cyndi Lauper is an amazing talent, and I love her. And she, if you get the chance, seriously read her biography. She wrote it. It is hilarious and just such a great read. You will come off being a Cyndi Lauper fan after reading that book. And then finally, I'm sure Paul didn't watch it, but Fantastic Four First Steps hit Disney Plus recently, and I did watch it. And on Google, it's showing IMDb has it 6.9 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes at 86%, and Letterboxd at 3.4 out of 5. I did not hate it. I thought it was a decent film. I
I
thought
did not hate
there were
it.
things that could have been done better, but overall, the story was really good. It was very entertaining, a lot of action. The thing that I don't get is the time period setting and why did they like I understand that you have the the original superhero team from Marvel Comics in an era of the 60s and looks like 70s, but and the the future modern style that they used for it was really, really cool. Like, I love the aesthetics of the film, but I just don't understand why you would set it in that time period when you've ignored the Fantastic Four for 20 years of Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's probably going to be a different Earth because I haven't really read into it. So I'm sure somebody out there watching is saying it's a different Earth. You should know this, but I'm sure that's what it's going to be. But I know they're coming back for Avengers Doomsday, so everything should be explained by then. But as far as taking it at its own merits, it's very enjoyable. I definitely suggest watching it if you get the chance, especially if you're a Fantastic Four fan. And I did like the Jessica Alba movies. I did not like the Fant Four stick, as I like to call it, because they turned the A into a four in the middle of the word.
Yeah.
But are
I
you a
saw the
Fantastic Four fan
I
at
saw
all?
the Jessica Alba films. I didn't see the other ones.
Well, see, I've watched the Hanna Barbera animated series. I've watched the '90s animated series. I watched the animated series that was on in the 2000s. I've liked the Fantastic Four for a long time. So, but they're a hard team to translate to the screen and make it where it's not really campy.
Yeah.
So, but that's all of mine. Do you have anything you want to talk about before we go?
I think we've kind of, everything I wanted to talk about along the way, I kind of ad-libbed in there. So,
Uh, just a reminder: be sure that you're checking your politics. If you're voting, know who you're voting for and really learn what they're about. Right now, I'm telling everybody vote blue across the board, and then we'll worry about the problems with the Democrats because the Republicans are so corrupt. They've already denied the vote they promised on health care.
yeah.
So I don't foresee it being any better. But all final words.
Go forth and do the best we can.
Until next time, goodbye, everybody.